Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Entrepreneur, and yeah, fifth videos because it keeps getting more and more real. Right now, the guys who make the LIDAR technology have commented on the Uber crash, and as you probably expected, they threw some shade at Uber. Now, what does this mean? Well, we'll talk about it in a minute. It doesn't mean as much as you think, but, it's kind of fun. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, according to this article from Jalopnik, I'm never sure if I'm saying that name right. LiDAR maker Melodyne blames Uber in fatal self-driving car crash. According to the article, investigators examining this week's fatal crash involving a pedestrian struck by a self-driving Uber are scrutinizing the vehicle's automated driving technology and why it didn't register a pedestrian in the middle of the road before the collision. On Friday, Melodyne, which makes LiDAR sensors used by Uber, said the technology isn't at fault in the crash. LiDAR, a laser-based radar that allows an autonomous vehicle to see the road, is a crucial piece of hardware for self-driving car developers. The crash occurred around 10 p.m. Sunday, but industry experts say the LiDAR system should have no problem seeing in the dark. Many players in the industry rely on Melodyne's LiDAR, including Uber, and a top executive of the company told Bloomberg it's baffled that Uber's Volvo XC90 failed to recognize the victim, 49-year-old Elaine Herzberg. MightyOmaha, president of Melodyne LiDAR Inc., maker of the special laser radar that helps on autonomous cars see its surroundings, said the company doesn't believe its technology failed. But she's surprised the car didn't detect 49-year-old Elaine Herzberg as she pushed her bike across the road in Tempe, Arizona around 10 p.m. on Sunday. Quote, "We are as baffled as anyone else," MightyOmaha wrote in an email. "Certainly, our LiDAR is capable of clearly imaging Elaine and her bicycle in this situation. However, our LiDAR doesn't make the decision to put on the brakes or get out of her way." What she's saying is, LiDAR is ultimately capable of handle seeing the road, especially in the ideal conditions in Tempe, Arizona on Sunday. So the issue must have been a breakdown in Uber's autonomous vehicle software. And for the record, many engineers who are working on this technology have also thrown out that there is no reason that the laser should not have seen Elaine. In fact, while many people are debating whether or not the video footage that Uber has about the crash, debates whether or not you could reasonably see, many engineers are pointing out that that actually is a non-factor. The laser actually works better in the dark than in the day, hence why it's safer. But, a lot of new info coming out. She said that LiDAR has no problem seeing in the dark. Quote, "However, it is up to the rest of the system to interpret and use the data to make decisions. We do not know how the Uber system of decision-making works," she added. So she's basically saying, hey, our laser is fine, but if the program is bad, it's kind of like that scene from Small Soldiers where, if anyone even remembers that movie, where after they put these military chips in the toys to basically be realistic, and then the toys go nuts and start, attacking people, they go to the maker and they say, hey, there's a problem with your hardware, and he says, no, it's a problem with your software. It's kind of like that. So basically it's like, oh, this does this, but if you use it this way and it fails, it's on you. So who knows? Let's see here. Recognizing pedestrians continue to be a challenge for autonomous technology, which will be part of the focus of the investigation. Tomahall suggested that those answers will be found at Uber, not Melodyne. So, let's see here. Here, by the way, here's a nice little picture of the self-driving car unit. Not gonna lie, mixed feelings about the car aside, these are very nice looking cars. But continuing, that jives with comments from experts who study autonomous cars. Earlier this week, University of South Carolina law professor Bryant Walker-Smith told Jalopnik that Uber's equipment absolutely should have detected Herzberg on the road. The issue, he said, is that the tech quite likely classified her something other than a stationary object. And that's why Melodyne believes the problem lies elsewhere. Quote, "We at Melodyne are very sad and sorry about the recent Uber car accident, which took a life," she told the news outlet. David Hall, company CEO, inventor, and founder, believes the accident was not caused by LiDAR. Now, is this a smoking gun? Is this, some revolutionary thing? No, it's not. make no mistakes, folks, there's a lot of money on the table with these cars and the technology, and everyone wants to blame someone, and no one wants to be the one at fault. Now, Uber has not officially shifted the blame, but they have pointed out, oh, it was dark, and apparently, oh, our driver wasn't paying attention, and they should have done that. And then you have people coming up like, well, actually, it shouldn't matter if it's dark, and maybe it's the laser. And then you have the laser company, which is the makers of LIDAR, going like, oh, no, our lasers are perfect. It's not the hardware, it's the software. So there's going to be a little bit of this back and forth for a while, and it's not going to be figured out in the next week. It's not going to be figured out probably in the next month, which is probably good for me to a certain extent because I get a lot of content out of this situation, tragic as it is, and it's, and I'm watching it with great fascination. This is very, very interesting. So what you're seeing right now is basically the equivalent of passing the buck. No one wants to take blame, and since there's not enough evidence to fully put the blame on any one person or thing, everyone's saying, I don't believe this, I don't believe this. They're trying to diffuse as quickly as possible. Now, we still need to wait to see what happens with the police report. But there is at least one more thing that I want to touch on, but I'm not going to touch on it today. I'm going to touch on it tomorrow, because I actually like the fact that I have a topic that is interesting to share on Saturday when I normally don't have information. And that is the question of, was it really as dark as the video showed? And if it was, does it even matter? We kind of touched on that a little today, but tomorrow we're going to answer the other part. How dark was it really? Because someone shared something and, oh boy, was it interesting. But I'm going to save that for tomorrow because 5 videos is enough for one day. In the meantime, what do you think about this? Do you think LiDAR is the blame? Do you think Uber's the blame? Are you still on the fence? And by the way, we're not asking whether or not these cars are ethical or not. We're just asking, what do you think caused it? I'd love to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoyed the videos I make, consider becoming a Patreon member for $1 a month. And as always, flame responsibly, and I'll see you on the Daily Rideshare. And I'll especially see you tomorrow with the other half of this conversation. Have a good one.